It's Thursday, January 8th, 2015. I'm Rim.
I'm Scott.
And this is Geeknights. Tonight, we gonna have us some fun with Predator.
The Predator.
The
Predator. Rim, you got the date right.
The Predator.
Let's do this.
We've had a wave of someone in a group of friends of ours has not seen a perhaps important movie like a RoboCop, a Predator, a Terminator 2.
You had a wave of, it's cold. Holy shit, is it
Warm
cold?
today. Yeah, so I know there's a guy I know who biked to work a couple days ago.
What the fuck?
And then he couldn't bike home because it was too cold, so his bike's just sitting at his office.
Yeah, I saw a guide today. I was like, how to bike to work in the snow. And I was like, all right, what are you doing? It's like 0 degrees out.
And the answer is stay home or spend a lot of money.
Also, part of the advice was leave your eyes for dead. And I was like, nope.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you just got to go slow and you got to have special tires mostly.
Let's not. How about we just use a subway?
Yeah.
How to bike to work. Carry your bike onto the subway.
Subway's been kind of shitty lately. It's
It's been fine for me.
Yeah, because you don't go anywhere. You go like right across on
Go
one
to
line.
work and I go home.
Yep. But going downtown has been getting pretty bad because all the people who
Don't
are like
go
holiday
there.
or whatever, they're all taking the subway now, and it's cold. So all the people like me are also taking the subway. And
So you are the problem.
yes, I am. And you know what? All those other people need to get fired.
All the people who are the same as you.
Because if they all got fired, you know what? The people who don't bike in the summer should not be allowed to ride the subway in the winter. You get to ride the subway for 6 months out of the year, max. How's that?
Whatever you say.
I could live with that. I could do that. So yeah, anyway, you got any news? Being Thursday, being the lounge.
It's not a lounge. Anyway, so
I'm lounging.
we're not going to MagFest.
No, we are not. It's the first
Uh,
MagFest since we realized MagFest was awesome that
Was
we
worth
haven't
going
gone to.
to.
And the only reason we're not is because PAX South is literally the same weekend.
In all honesty, it looks like MagFest is going to be better.
Yeah, but then again, it's like the
in
first,
terms of what the convention provides.
it's like the first PAX Australia. Like it was kind of a
It's
little baby
definitely,
PAX.
the first PAX South is going to be small, yo.
Yep.
It's
I
gonna be
mean,
small.
I saw how many panel rooms they have, and I was like, okay, yeah, we'll just do one.
Right.
But at the same time, the smallest panel room at PAX South is still bigger than the panel rooms at MagFest, so it's kind of a wash.
Yeah, anyway. So I just want to talk about MagFest. Not, while it's an awesome convention, does not really have their shit together. And they didn't announce their musical lineup until just now.
Yeah, well, the panels were just recently scheduled, too.
So I just want to point out the awesomest thing in the schedule besides the return of Machine Supremacy, which gives me hope they'll just return again next year. And I'm
They should just move here.
sure. The typical guys you always see on there, like Power Glove, the Megas, DJ Cutman. It's all the usual crowd is there, but the headlining featured performer, above at the top of the list, the guest of honor, is Yu Miyake. Do you know who Yu Miyake is?
I actually do not.
Yu Miyake is the DJ and composer of the Katamari series.
Oh.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome right there.
Were I not going to PAX South, I would be at that concert. In fact, I know some people who might suddenly decide to go to MagFest because of that.
I saw the only person who could beat that. I already saw at MagFest, which was, I forget your name, Streets of Rage composer.
Oh, yeah.
Best video game music except for Mega Man 2 music of all time.
So yeah, if you want to go to PAX South, I guess it's sold out. If you want to go to MagFest, I don't think it's sold out yet.
PAX East also is very, very soon after PAX
And
South.
it is also sold out, so...
Wah, 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 wah,
Oh my god, all these
wah.
conventions. Then Connecticut's coming up in July.
Let's not do the meta moment at the news part.
I was just talking about conventions. Didn't
My
say anything
new-
about us doing things at those conventions.
My news is just this headlining MagFest act here.
All right, so I got some news. I was going to do this on a Monday, but I kind of want
Well,
to
there's
talk...
so much CES news now. We got tons of Monday
Exactly,
material.
so I'm pulling this in because it's also relevant to a Thursday. It's relevant to the lounge.
Your mom.
So the other day, I went on LinkedIn because in the kind of job that I do, I actually have to go to LinkedIn and I see an email from a person, go look up to figure out what it is that they do, and I do
You get
stuff there.
emails from people you don't know and use LinkedIn to find out who the fuck they are.
Exactly. Do
Yeah.
I actually know this person? Basically what I do is first I flip through my business cards that I scan and be like, okay, Have I ever met this person? And if the answer is no, I look them up on LinkedIn and see if their picture rings a bell. If I don't know who they are and they don't have a picture, yeah, deleted. But, and then I saw that it was telling me, like it always does in that ridiculous, stupid news feed that I can't believe people use, where it's like a social network for people who have nothing better to do.
I can't believe people do that.
Now, granted, you know what's fucked up? I post stuff in there all the time. Like whenever I post a Geeknights episode or anything, I just copy paste it in there too, because whatever. And I get a lot of like emails and a lot of like messages and things about like Geeknights and things. It's really weird. Like people
From who?
Like board game fans, a couple of like video game journalist editor types have messaged me a couple times.
They follow you on LinkedIn?
Well, I linked in with people that I know.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I see one of those ridiculous messages. Hey, why don't you say happy work anniversary to your good friend who just worked X years on today's date, CJ Henderson. Oh, yeah, CJ Henderson died some time ago, actually. And that was a slightly depressing moment to see that there. Like, oh, hey, LinkedIn doesn't know you're dead. And everyone you know on LinkedIn just got reminded that you're dead in a kind of funny but also sad way.
Internet.
So, independently, Facebook just recently apologized.
Doing the same goddamn thing.
So, yeah, Facebook did something even more interesting. It was a great idea what Facebook did.
Okay.
Facebook basically, for people who had taken photos and things like, throughout the year, for every individual person on Facebook where it had enough stuff, it sent you like, hey, here's your year in review. And for someone like me, like, awesome, that's that convention I went to. That's that picture of my dick I took by accident. That's that wedding. But for some people, yeah, that's when my son or daughter or significant other died. Oh, that's my pet who isn't around anymore.
My year in review is horrifying.
Yeah. So a lot of
2014 was awful.
People were really traumatized by basically technology showing them what actually happened in their life for the last year.
In 2014, well, it started off that time you got sick.
Yep.
And then that vacation that was really bad. And then the person you broke up with. And then, all this horribleness. And then the horribleness in the news that you retweeted or whatever that had horrible photos associated with it. And
yeah, one of the examples here is pretty tragic. Eric Meyer, a web designer.
And then you went to see this movie.
A web designer, consultant, and writer is one of the people earlier this year. He lost his daughter to brain cancer on her birthday. She was 6. For that reason, he had actively avoided looking at previews of his own automatically generated summary posts, but Facebook put a personalized prompt advertising the feature in his newsfeed, which prominently featured his dead daughter and a happy birthday. It added clip art figures to the picture like it was a birthday. Like it was. I looked at it. It's kind of like it looks like the kind of thing that an asshole would do as a mean thing to another person.
But it's just automatic. It looks at the date. It has a photo associated with the date. It was written in there. So it goes, oh, it's
exactly
this person's birthday. I have a photo of them. They're associated with this person. The problem is why don't these systems just have a way to mark someone as dead? Then it would.
That's why I wanted to talk about it on Monday.
That would solve everything.
On Monday, I wanted to talk about how technology and the internet and society have moved so fast that nothing we have in place, nothing modern, all the new stuff we use, almost everything in our lives has no way to deal with us dying. Mm-hmm. Like right now, if me or Scott
the computer doesn't care. Computer's never going to die.
Exactly. So like weird stuff
Also,
happens.
I think no one wants to install that because imagine going into your settings and it says click here if this person is dead and seeing that there. No one believes they're going to die, even though they know they're going to die. Even us are hoping for our Ghost in the Shell brain uploads. We're like, no, we don't need to have a death option on tweets. I'm going to upload my brain.
There's a moment in the Venture Brothers where a guy, there's a wizard guy, and he says something like, what do you want to do if you want to really hurt someone? He's like, I'll tell them the exact moment of their death. Mm-hmm. And then later on, like way later, another episode, a guy's being kind of a dick, and he just turns to him, and he's like, 3 years, 8 months, 1 day from now of an aneurysm. And the guy's like, what? But
Rim, next week, skiing.
Yeah. Actually, I'm skiing on Saturday.
That's what I'm saying.
So I don't know really what to say or do about this issue because I don't think it should be an issue in the sense that if you have social media, your own media being reflected back at you is something that you have to sort of expect? I mean, if tragedy happens in your life and you've uploaded pictures to Flickr, do you just not go to your own Flickr for the next year or two? Maybe you do, but then you also shouldn't have gone to Facebook. Like I
could just be like, hey Rim, go on my Flickr and delete any photos of so and so.
But isn't that even asking someone to do that could be pretty traumatic? In fact, that might even say worse. Like, hey, go delete all the pictures of my dead daughter. Oh wait, like deleting her. Oh no. Oh, sadness feels. So it's weird to me that people are so mad about this, but is that just the privilege of having a tragedy-free life?
Not having a daughter or one who is dead?
Yes, having no tragedy in my life. Do people just have to adapt to the fact that their lives up to this point in social media will be pretty much constantly reflected back at them like a mirror for the rest of eternity? Do we just have to evolve that out of ourselves? Like, I don't know what to do about it.
Just wait until you face some tragedy, then bring it up again.
Yeah, well, I could talk about my stepdad. That was some tragedy.
Yeah, he's alive, though.
He is alive, but that's still some tragedy.
That's some tragedy.
Yeah. Maybe I'm
that was
just
a long time ago already.
Yeah, it was.
He's still kicking.
He is still kicking.
That's actually impressive.
For lying in the desert for an unknown number of hours with his brain leaking out of his skull, bleeding in the desert, and then like being found, and then hours later still helicoptered, and yeah,
that's basically a miracle.
Yeah, it is. The doctor was like, "That's crazy." Okay. So yeah, I thought that was an interesting issue that a lot of people don't think about. So. Considering that it was just recently Sad Comic Week on Cyanide and Happiness, my advice to you is every time you take a picture and you post it to Facebook, imagine how you'll feel when that picture is the subject of tragedy. I'm sure that will make you completely immune to actual tragedy. That's also probably terrible advice.
Stoicism, I approve.
But anyway, things of the day. A while ago, I tweeted, I don't think I made this a thing of the day, but it's a very internet video. And I'm just going to describe it because describing it almost makes it seem weirder. So it's Luna, or Celestia, the main pony, the powerful pony from My Little
Ponies
Pony.
have made a comeback.
Yeah.
When's that season 4 coming
Oh
around?
my God, I think spring. It's coming soon. There's also, Hasbro's...
I completely forgot ponies exist.
Yeah, because there hasn't been any ponies, and I really want nothing to do with most of the fandom anymore, so I gotta just ignore all that stuff.
I'm reading the comics still.
Oh, well, the comics are amazing, yeah.
Maybe if you gave me the comics
I
that
gotta go dig them out.
I lent to you.
I bought the trades, because that's just better.
Oh, but I started with the issues.
Yeah, and you're gonna finish with them.
I can't change.
But anyway, this was a video that I found a while ago that is just Princess Celestia lip-syncing to a song called Mary France
Okay.
by Perry Ann Kingsley.
All right.
And she's got this vibrato hoof going on, and then weird motion graphics happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's just weird recursive motion graphics and a vibrato hoof. This is that same thing with insanely high production values and an actual good joke at the end.
Mm.
So I'd say just watch it, and hopefully, like us, you will suddenly be reminded that Ponies is coming back relatively soon.
Mm. All right, so Rim's favorite thing in the world to do is to annoy people with sound. He'll make an annoying sound, or at least he'll just make sounds. And once he finds out that they're annoying someone, he's like a dowsing rod. He's searching for a sound that annoys people. And once he homes in on it and he finds it, he says, "Aha, I found one that annoys you. Let me repeat it." And never stop repeating it for as long as I may live.
This is known as...
you may not... So the thing is, he doesn't actually have a dowsing rod. He relies on your body signaling that you're annoyed.
And it is
you must not signal.
It is Rim's gambit, because if you express displeasure, I know that I'm succeeding and I continue.
Mm-hmm.
If you tell me you're fine and it doesn't bother you, I trust you, and I trust that you wouldn't lie to me about that, so I keep doing it, because you obviously don't care.
So if you find something that can annoy Rim, that is like worth more than platinum.
I think Scott actually might have fucking found my kryptonite.
All right, so there's this girl named Lizzie. At least that's her stage name.
Oh my God, just looking at this video.
Her real name is some Korean name, and Lizzie is ridiculously... She's like the awesomest person. So like she was on Running Man way back for like the earliest days of Running Man for like some small number of episodes. And she's in some K-pop group called After School that's actually kind of lame. but she's also in the incredibly awesome K-pop group Orange Caramel, which are the people who do the fish.
I just noticed what the title of this video is.
Right. She's in that, the girls who do the fish dance with the sushi?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's one of them.
All right. They're not the worst. They're
Yeah,
okay.
she's also like starting solo stuff. She's like all over the place. She's crazy awesome. But back in the day, she was in some sitcom. Then it was basically like, think of it like...
It looks like Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
From a superficial, squinting from a distance.
It's more like Boy Meets World, like something that would be on like TGIF way back in the day. That kind of sitcom.
Yeah.
Right? For like teens to watch. She was on that kind of show way back in the day, and she had a catchphrase, which was "Aing." Aing. It's AING. Aing. She actually Orange.
And she makes like a Moe Beam motion when she does it too.
Right.
This like sideways V.
So Orange Caramel actually has a song "Aing," right? I guess that goes with this catchphrase. So you can watch the music video for that if you want. But someone went through the sitcom and cut out every part where Lizzie goes "Aing."
Is that E.T.?
Yes, you
Wow.
should watch. You should watch that part. You should
No,
watch
I'm not
that
going
part.
to watch. I'm just going to click on mute. Okay.
You should watch that part. So, yeah, this video is A, epic, because you see every possible eyeing, and
B,
also B,
it's nightmare mode.
it's nightmare. The title of the video is Eyeing Nightmare Mode. You can annoy the fuck out of pretty much anyone you want just by playing this. So if someone's bothering you, just turn this shit on. Also, it's good for a few situations and internet threads where you need to reply to a thread with a good video.
Oh, that's getting posted. Yeah, that's. I'm gonna add that to my list of videos that I'm just waiting for the excuse to post in the forum.
Like something's happening. It's like one person pulls out like the one with all the rockets coming out.
Yep.
And another person has like the guy walking and plopping down the chair to sit in the popcorn. And then
that's one of my favorite animated gifs.
Right, and then you go with the eyeing bomb, and it's all good. Internet success.
So in the meta moment, the book club book is Watership Down. It's about rabbits who go on a dangerous and dark journey, and it's an awesome and amazing book.
So
and there's cultist rabbits.
There's been for some reason, after you selected it as the book club book, it's like been coming up in places. Like
Thus showing once again that Rim and Scott are in fact trendsetters.
Yeah, the author's like been interviewing. I didn't even know the author was alive or how old the book was, but I guess it's only from the 70s.
Yeah, it's a recent book. Though,
Yeah.
Fun fact, it was basically couldn't easily be published. Like some dinky donkey little publisher picked it up and did a limited release in Europe, like in London, in the UK, in Albion. And it was insanely popular, but it sold out because it was a tiny little print run.
And then it had a real print run.
It had a real print run in the US, so most people in Europe and the UK read it as an imported book from America.
Interesting. Look how much stuff we're learning, so the book club book episode will be great. I'm actually going to read it very soon, and the reason for that...
Right, I love how you framed the idea that you haven't read it yet, nor are you anywhere near getting even like a percent through
I read
the
a
book.
few chapters, but I am less than halfway.
But you framed what you just said as, check out this good thing. Check out how great it is that I'm finally going to start reading this book.
So I was in the bookstore while I was waiting, just because I was waiting for something else. I wasn't there to buy a book, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And I was looking in the nerdy book section, and I saw some books that on the shelf that I recognized to my eye.
Uh-oh.
And I said, "Is that danger mode?" I said, "That is the most dangerous. That is the most dangerous possible mode. Do I dare?" I think I may dare.
No, don't dare.
So I'm going to hurry up and get this book club book done so that I can take you to the land of danger. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. What, is this going to be the M.D. Geist novelization?
No, that is not that dangerous.
There is one.
Much more dangerous.
Okay, just be warned, because I've got a book that was recommended by someone I trust queued up,
An actual good book?
but Watership Down is actually a really good book.
Yeah, no, I mean, the book that I'm saying is dangerous is not bad. It's
Okay, I was just about to say,
then again, I have no idea. It might be bad.
if you ever cross me, Count of Monte Cristo's just waiting, just peeking in through the window, just like, hey there.
This may actually
Wanna read a
contain
tale of revenge?
more. How many pages is Count of Monte Cristo?
520, I want to say.
This may be more pages.
All right.
I don't know.
All right. All I'm saying, Scott, is in the book club book, it's a Toka Kokon.
So
That's all I'm saying.
That's all I don't know if you've read this book already. I don't know.
I might have.
It's possible.
Are you doing any? Is it Dostoevsky?
No.
Okay. Because I kind of want to do Crime and Punishment too. Talk about some Raskolnikov.
I like Crime and Punishment. I started reading it, but I didn't finish it.
Oh, so you don't know what happens to Raskolnikov?
He like tries to rob the old lady or something, right? And then something.
Wow. Welcome to like the first chapter. Well, welcome to. It's like Star Wars. Oh yeah, like they're like. That ship gets captured, and then like something else happens.
Droids go to desert.
Yeah,
The end.
No, like I heard there's a desert, but I didn't get to that part yet.
They're not the droids you're looking for. The end.
So in other news, while we won't be
What's
at
Les Mis
Magfest-
about? Guy steals some silver.
Yeah. Sadly, we will not be at MagFest because we're going to be at PAX South presenting on Sunday, January 25th at 4:30 p.m. in the Armadillo Theater.
Armadillo.
Bad games.
Armadillo.
Yeah, and I suppose you say coyote instead of coyote.
Yeah, the armored armadillo that Mega Man X tore as a new asshole.
Basically an updated version of bad games that we did at other conventions, and it should be a fun time.
Mega Man X not being one of them.
Ah,
Quite the opposite. In fact.
it's bad for people who suck at Mega Man games, I guess, and
It's
don't want to get
actually
better at
way
them.
easy as far as Mega Man games go.
Well, yeah, because it's Mega Man X games, totally different kind of game.
Well, don't try to play Mega Man X like harder.
You know what the real answer is? Don't try to play Mega Man 1 on the NES. Just skip to 2.
That's what most people do.
Watch a Let's Play of Mega Man 1 if you really want to know what Gutsman's power gives you. It's not that great. So, The Predator.
The Predator. So I got to tell a story about the Predator. So way back in high school days, you could choose classes, and I chose sci-fi class because I was a nerd. And it wasn't, sci-fi class was pretty much read some sci-fi books.
Oh, I got to hear you read The Predator. This article is about the album by rapper Ice Cube. For other uses, see Predator disambiguation.
Sure.
Anyway, go on.
So in that class, it wasn't like an honors literature class. It was just a regular literature class. So there were people in there of various intellectual, levels. And, there were some kids in the corner. They liked to make trouble because they were troublemaking kids. And they were always just like, the Predator. They had like a catchphrase, like, the Predator. And they said it a lot. And
So when we got to RIT, Scott
they-
would just say that all the time.
Yeah, it caught on with the rest of the class. It was pretty fun. And they'd try to wedge the Predator in, like, to other conversations. They'd be like we were talking about H.G. Wells' The Invisible Man, and they'd be
Yeah.
like, he turned invisible, like, the Predator. Shit like that would happen in class pretty much the whole semester, or however long the semester of high school was. And then, they'd also, pester the teacher, like, can we watch the Predator, right? And at the end of class, like when it was like the last day of class, teacher let us watch The Predator. We watched The Predator. The end.
All right.
And it was awesome.
Now you realize, Scott, the movie is just called Predator.
Boo.
The Predator is just the alien in The Predator. Not to be confused with the alien in Alien, not the alien.
Yeah, it's funny how
And
these...
both of them, there is Aliens, the sequel. There is also a movie called Predators.
Don't watch that movie.
Don't watch any Predator movie other than Predator.
So it's weird how Predator and Alien got like combined into the same universe. Part of it is because in Predator 2, on the Predator's ship, there is an alien skull.
Which was just an
I'm
awesome...
sorry, a xenomorph skull.
Yeah.
Right?
So Scott, here's a question for you. Where, if ever, in any alien movie, when was the first time the word xenomorph was ever said by a character?
I cannot recall even one.
I don't think... Yeah, anyway.
But that's the official...
But yeah, like you see an alien skull hanging out on the Predator ship, which was just like awesome. As a kid, I was like, holy shit.
But it's like,
that's
that
alien.
is the only... Other than... Until the movies like Alien vs. Predator, right? There was no connection between these two, but... It's like there was friggin' Alien vs. Predator video games for the arcade and Super Nintendo way back in the 90s, and it's like, was that just because of Predator 2? Like, I don't know how the whole connection got started between these two
I think
things.
it shows you
Is it just because they came out around similar time frames and were about dangerous alien life forms that they sort of merged? The same way that, like, Freddy and Jason have nothing to fuck to do with each other, right? But then they horror movies that came out in the 80s. Let's stick them together, guys.
Yeah, well, I mean, look today at the fan mashup culture of things. That's just, in the days before internet, if a movie studio or a creative team was like, hey, why don't we mash up these two current and popular properties?
How did they not? These same people who were doing this Alien Predator mashup and Freddy Jason mashup, how come they never managed to do Star Wars Star Trek mashup? That is the most obvious of all mashups.
Because they don't line up very well.
I know, but even nerds have not dared. It's like there's some sort of wall down the middle.
There is. You know what? It's because the ships are slow versus moving.
Yeah, the Star Wars ships just blow the fuck out of those Star Trek ships. It would be so.
Yeah, you know who'd win that
Can you imagine
fight?
how Enterprise is sitting still next to like the Death Star, and then like a million X-wings come at it. It's just like, oh my god.
Yeah, you know who wins that fight? The culture ships.
Yeah.
So Predator, I saw as a little kid, but I actually saw RoboCop first in terms of like this like movies that were violent in that era of my childhood.
I don't remember the first time I saw
Kids
it.
in my elementary school saw Predator like before I saw Predator.
I don't remember when I saw it or the first time I saw it, but it was on TV. I saw it.
And
So-
I mistook it for like I'm confused when I
So
was a little
someone
kid.
figure out like what year Predator was on like weekend afternoon syndicated TV.
That's the thing. Until I became a teenager, I can't base when I saw a movie by the year it came out. I can base when I saw a movie by when it was on HBO.
Oh, maybe I got it on VHS from Blockbuster. That's also possible.
Might have.
Yeah.
But like as a little kid, I mixed up Predator and Commando because I didn't really know like what they were.
yeah, I didn't like the first time I saw Predator, I was not conscious enough to fully comprehend this movie.
Yeah.
Even though it's not a very complicated movie whatsoever. I was very young.
It's interesting because RoboCop, the straightforward parts, I got 100% as a little kid. It was like, all right, he is a guy who got hurt and they turned him into a robot cop and now he's awesome and he saves the day. I didn't get the subtext about gender equality in the future or unions.
or buying things for $1.
I got that because there were. I understood that because I had seen Running Man.
Played some Smash TV.
Yeah, big money.
Big prizes.
But I remember specifically that I saw the cover of Predator somewhere. That image of like the target or the reticle on Arnold, and I was like, "Whoa, that's the guy who was in Terminator." Oh shit! And Terminator 1, I was talking about. I saw Terminator 1 before I saw Terminator 2.
Like an intelligent person.
Yeah. Terminator 1 is just a horror movie, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Watching Predator again as an adult, I'm going to be very honest. It is not a great movie. However,
No one ever said it was great.
however,
It's not Alien.
it is definitely an enjoyable movie.
It is a good movie. It is on the good level. It is not like Die Hard where it's like, whoa, is a must-see movie. But it's good. You should watch it. It's not like there's any bad parts.
But everyone fixates on
just doesn't
get
have-
to the chopper.
Right.
Get to the chopper. That's all anyone knows this movie
he
is.
says it once.
It is said
Maybe
twice.
Yeah, but
'Cause
once is not. The one time he says it is not quite as
So it's funny
impactful.
because Scott and I had both seen the movie. Like I had seen it when I was a little kid, and I hadn't seen it since then. So we're watching the movie again, and every time a scene started, I was like, "Oh right, I remember this movie." Like I forgot all these things that happened along the way.
Yep.
Because as a kid, like that scene where there's the knife and the scorpion,
Mm-hmm.
as a kid, that was one of the most badass things I'd ever seen. I was like,
It is
wow,
badass.
that guy is so badass. But watching it again, that guy is so scary and so crazy. As a kid, I looked up to that character like, wow, that is one of the coolest people ever. And now I look at
both
him, I was
things are
like,
true.
if I see a guy like that on the subway, I am not turning my back on him, nor am I going anywhere near him.
Both of those things are true. He is so cool and so scary.
But the other thing is that the acting was not subtle in a lot of parts.
no, the opening of the goddamn movie is like it might as well be a daytime cop drama.
Yep.
Where it's like hey,
Arnold and Carl Weathers have their bonding moment, and then they show off their muscles to be like, yeah, these guys both have muscles.
Yeah, it's like some Star Wars Han Solo acting level. Like you son of a gun.
Yeah.
What you doing out here?
But again, that kind of dialogue when my age was single digits was amazing.
it's still amazing.
In a different way, though. But there's
It's not
surprisingly-
highbrow, but it's like well done lowbrow.
There's surprisingly some subtle, I don't want to say acting, but storycraft and character development in Predator that I did not pick up on as a kid. So look at how this movie goes. It is, first, forget the alien part. If they cut out that beginning and you didn't know there was an alien,
Yep.
the first half of the movie is super competent people doing their super competent, like we are ultra commandos doing our thing.
Yep.
And you see, like,
And they're not a hit squad, they're rescuing people.
and like they all get each other. Like you see these characters and you see that like they all work together. They get each other. The only tension at all is between them and Carl Weathers because he is the guy who's out of the game. And they show that to you in the beginning because when they do their little arm wrestle, Arnold wins because Arnold's still in the game. He got out of the game. He's wearing a tie. He's a bureaucrat now. Guys in ties who are bureaucrats can't be trusted.
Also,
and sure enough, he can't be trusted.
Right, it's a tennis style thing, right? You win this battle, it means something, right?
Yep.
Arnold also wins because he's in the rescuing people game, right? He's a good guy. He doesn't do he's not a murderer, goes in and hoses people down.
Yep.
But Carl is.
Yep. But then, and they're super competent and they don't lose their cool for anything.
Yep.
Until the alien comes. So a character experiences some weird shit. And that character is fucked up for the rest of the movie because these characters are Master Keaton professionals. So when they encounter the alien, one by one, they go crazy.
Yeah, so it's if you think about the most similar story to this is Most Dangerous Game, right? And Most Dangerous Game is about, this guy who gets trapped on an island with a guy who's hunting him for sport. And the thing is, the guy who gets trapped on the island isn't a total badass. But then again, he's just being hunted by a human hunter. So the disparity of skill level, it's like the hunter has to be stronger than the hunted, but it's how much stronger, right? If it's too much stronger, then it's really boring because it's it would be unbelievable for the hunter to do anything but immediately kill their prey in a boring and, not exciting way. But if the hunter is too weak, then it's not scary enough. So Most Dangerous Game, it's normal dude versus professional hunting dude. So what Predator does is ramps it the fuck up. It's if we want to have the hunted be the most badass humans ever, then we need to make the hunter the most badass alien we can imagine. And that way it'll actually be scary. And the disparity in strength will be such that there is an entertainment, tension, horror, etc.
Yep. But you see, as they go crazy, the famous scenes, I'm firing my minigun until it runs out of bullets, and it runs out of bullets, and then the gun's just there going, me.
Yep.
Those scenes. And it's the movie's set up to where that would not have happened, but for the fact that guy was fucked up by what's going on around him. He went crazy.
Even that's how dangerous the Predator is, right? But they show you...
Except he can't see, so...
Right, but it's they don't show you necessarily, like an alien, you get scared of the alien because you saw it burst out of a chest and, do all kinds, and because it's dark and spooky and, you can't tell where it is and they get you with, the cat and stuff like that. In Predator, it's the Predator isn't really that scary. It's actually, an intelligent alien.
It's just dangerous.
Yeah, he's just hi, how you doing? He can talk in a language that's not English and... he has technology, he flew in a spaceship, right? It's not this sort of dangerous wild animal thing. It's sort of hi there, I'm the Predator.
Yep.
I'm hunting you. I just happen to be a really awesome alien with crazy awesome homing guns and shit like that.
Yep.
So to make it scary, first they give it this, cloaking technology, which on the one hand demonstrates the vastly superior technological capabilities of the Predator. It also allows them to conceal the Predator's, image for, so the viewer of the movie doesn't know what it looks like. At the same time, the badasses have a hard time shooting at it because they can't see it because it's all camo and whatnot, right? So it's it's an awesome thing that they can use for plot reasons and also cinematic reasons at the same time. And it sort of defines the Predator, the fact that he's got Ghost in the Shell, Inviso camo technology.
Yep. And yeah, the effects, other than the practical ones, the other effects, don't really hold up. The spaceship looks way shit.
The spaceship looks shit, but the camo actually looks pretty good considering the time that they made it.
True. I mean, it looks better than attempted efforts at similar things in that era.
And the Predator's costume, pretty good. Not really worse than the Alien one.
Yeah, definitely.
There's nothing wrong with it. The explosions, typical, explosions.
Yeah, everyone's got a billion bullets and, typical action movie stuff. But everyone always quotes "Get to the chopper." It's everyone forgot about "Go have me some fun."
Go have me
which
some fun.
Might be my favorite line, actually, from the Predator.
Go have me some. It's much more useful than "Get to the chopper,"
It
right?
is.
It's I guess if you're at a store and need to get to the car, you'd be get to the chopper.
Yep.
But there's a lot of times where you're going to have you some fun. Like, you're walking in, like, let's play a board game. And you sit down to play a board game, you're like, I'll go have me some fun. I'll go have me some fun. Sit down and record a podcast. I'll go have me some fun.
Yep.
You can use that all goddamn day.
And I mean, the characters in general, too. Like, I love the characters in this movie because they're all, like, big muscle dudes, and two of them ended up being governors of states. Like, think about that for a second. I forgot Jesse Ventura was in this movie.
Yep. And he was.
So all we need is for Carl Weathers to run for governor.
Is he alive?
He was in Arrested Development. It wasn't that long ago.
All right.
He has joined the cadre of actors who played themselves as washed-up actors. Did you get to that part in Arrested Development?
I only saw it. We saw at the beach.
So basically, he's just like this sort of con man, washed-up actor playing himself, and he like uses his fame to get people to like buy him food and things, and it's just actually really funny. No. You're such a superficial fan. All you know is the banana stand joke. You don't know any other jokes. Get to the chopper.
No touching.
You know too.
No touching.
Also, movie definitely product of its time. Kind of got away with having this is the Native American character, and this is the nerd character, and this is the cowboy character, and this is Arnold, the hero, who wins with mud.
Here's the girl.
Yup.
Who we introduced because otherwise there wouldn't be any girl in this movie. But yeah, the Predator is like, it's weird that like from this pretty simple, straightforward movie, like this whole like franchise of Predator like spawned out of this. It's like whoa, it's like I guess it's because like you have this one alien that clearly came from a race of aliens because it has technology.
Yep.
And it came to Earth. It's like so that sort of leaves this huge unexplained universe out there to build upon, and that's what allows them to create the entire universe of Predator.
And also
if it had just been like a wild animal that was living in the jungle the whole time, that they wouldn't have been able to do anything else with it, and we probably wouldn't have, the same kind of thing.
It also set up a bunch of things about how like the Predator had been to Earth before and had been hunting before.
Yep.
Because similar things that happened in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot to do there. And like his ship is somewhere.
That's true.
Like, they could have made a movie that was just like, hey, we found the Predator's ship, and then it could have been good instead of bad.
Mm-hmm.
But a few people...
Or maybe his ship self-destructed when he self-destructed.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Yep.
But one thing I've noticed is that a lot of people who talk about this movie complain... Because Terminator 2, you weren't like...
Terminator 2 is 10,000 times
No, I'm
better
saying
than
you
Predator.
weren't originally intended to know that Arnold plays the good guy. And all the trailers, like everything about the movie, ruined that for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
The Matrix actually somehow got away with like that not being ruined in the very beginning. Predator, just from the very beginning of the movie, shows you the alien ship.
That's the first scene is this alien dropship going to Earth.
I've seen
it's
people
aliens.
complain saying that the movie would have been better if it didn't show you that and you didn't know what the deal was.
Those are the same people who get upset at spoilers.
Nah, because in this case, seeing the ship ahead of time, in my opinion, means it puts you in that tense situation where shit's about to go down. There's this sword of Damocles just like hanging above the characters, but the characters don't know it.
People put too much value on surprise.
No,
right? Like being
I
shocked by
disagree with
things.
your bullshit here. Like
well,
100%.
I still agree with my bullshit,
and I disagree with it. I'm glad you agree that it's bullshit.
I'm gonna keep saying it because 100% true.
Nope. But
people,
here's
people
my
just
point.
want cheap thrills and surprise. They can't appreciate something for
in
just
Terminator
its qualities.
2, not knowing would have made the early scenes filled with more tension, not less. Because that early scene would be there are all these people, and they're all coming after John Connor, and they're all evil, and you don't know what's going on. And then the reveal is an interesting twist, and then the movie just shoots like a rocket out of that point. Knowing Arnold's the good guy takes some tension away. But in Predator, if the Predator had attacked them right away, then it would have been, like Terminator, less tense. But because the Predator doesn't attack them for a long time, the longer he doesn't attack them, the more tension you feel.
That is true. If you don't
there.
there's nothing in the movie besides that alien dropship scene at the very, very beginning. If you cut that out, there's no Predator action for quite a while. So it's like you would just be thinking you would go that whole beginning part of the movie, you would actually be thinking about like the commando guys that they're going to go and deal with.
You might be thinking that maybe this thing that's
You would
attacking
think
them
that's what
is
the movie,
the government secret.
Right, you'd think that like that's what the movie's about is, going to take out these bad guys in the jungle, like it's Commando or something like that. And like, you wouldn't, and then when the alien came, like where the fuck did that come from? And it would be a total mess. I mean, I guess you could change around the whole movie, but you need some kind of
Well, to do it, here's what you have to do. It was foreshadowed. They could have done it both ways because they did it that way.
You need to replace that foreshadowing with a different foreshadowing.
No, because look at the movie. There's obviously Carl Weathers. Dylan that's Dylan, right? I already forget all their. I
don't know anyone's name.
So you don't remember who Dutch is?
That's Arnold.
Yeah. Okay. So Carl Weathers, he is obviously hiding something, and there's obviously like some, there's that whole plot around he's tricking them into going in.
Right, but he's tricking them because he knows Arnold will only go on a rescue mission, and he wants to get him to go on a murder mission.
But he's tricking them to go in on a murder mission that's orthogonal to the alien plot.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't know it was an alien, you would think that his trick was this thing that's stalking them, like some sort of government project, like something.
Mm-hmm.
And then the twist would have been, oh, it wasn't the government plot, it was this other thing. It would have been a very different movie.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, so when you evaluate spoilers...
You need some scene where, like, they peek over a hill and see, like, the ship or something. Like, oh my God.
Or even just, like, you see the alien night vision, the IR vision, and you think that's, like, the government people tracking them or whatever. Like, you don't really know what that is.
Yeah, that's a lot of the movie is, through the predator's eyes, like looking at them. And it's
so
like,
this is why I don't disagree with you 100% on the spoilers thing, but I don't agree with you 100% either. I think there are situations where spoilers increase tension or increase enjoyment, and there are situations where they decrease tension or decrease enjoyment, and it's a matter of storycraft and nuance and skill. But in the case of Predator, the fact that you know there's an alien from the opening credits, I think, is what makes the movie as good as that movie could have been.
I agree that there are cases where spoilers can decrease enjoyment. What I'm saying is that those cases is because the enjoyment to be had is fully or mostly in the form of surprise.
But didn't we just
and that
say...
there is no enjoyment to be had elsewhere, and thus works of art that are relying so heavily on surprise, thus that spoilers truly spoil them, are not good works of art, and who cares about spoiling them? They're not even worth watching or experiencing. Something like Empire Strikes Back is not ruined at all by knowing that Darth Vader is Luke's father. In fact, it is enhanced.
But as we
you
just
can watch that
agreed,
movie 1,000 goddamn times.
Seeing Terminator
Therefore,
2,
it is quality.
Seeing Terminator 2, it was intended, and not knowing Arnold is the good guy, the surprise is not the big point. The point is the tension before the surprise, where, like, John Connor's fucked. The bad
Are
guy
you saying
from
that
the
if you
first
watch
movie,
Terminator 2 now, it's not as good as the first time you watched it?
I'm saying if you saw it and didn't know that Arnold was the good guy, the opening scene up until the moment before the surprise reveal, that time, forget the surprise, take the surprise out of the equation, the first chunk of the movie would have been a better experience.
You don't have that good experience watching it?
I do have a good experience. I think it would have been a better experience because the tension would have been ratcheted the fuck up. Because
I know that I'm supposed to think Arnold's the bad guy. Last time I watched Terminator 2, I can still see all that tension right there. It was no problem.
Yeah, you say that, but you're not an Ubermensch. You're not Raskolnikov.
I had no problems.
Yeah, read the rest of Crime and Punishment.
Listen,
Captain Ubermensch.
Arnold didn't try to rob no old lady.
he didn't have him some fun.
He didn't have him some fun.
I don't know. Predator, honestly, of a bunch of people like hanging out, like, hey, let's watch an old Arnold movie. I think Commando or Running Man are a better choice for that environment.
Yes.
Predator, however, is a better movie than both of them.
That is true also.
And while it has a lot of flaws, it's not an unenjoyable movie. But I don't think people should go out of their way to see it unless they're an Arnold fan.
I think it's a must-see just in terms of...
It's a must-see if you're a sci-fi movie fan.
It's a must-see just to be a nerd, right? Have nerd knowledge.
If you're a nerd, if you're a sci-fi movie fan, if you're an action sci-fi movie fan, if you're an Arnold movie fan... You should see it.
For a lot of people, it's just sort of something like you have to know what the deal with the Predator is. You can't not know that.
But you could learn that from Wikipedia, and which I think most people do. I think most people know, get to the chopper, and yeah, that's the Arnold movie with the Predator.
Right, but you also got to see like the dude's arm falling off, still firing a machine gun.
You know what they see? They see animated GIFs of that.
Yeah, it's good. You know, if you piece it together, whatever. But 90 minutes isn't really going to take you to watch the movie isn't really going to be much faster
Yep.
or slower than reading all that internet.
You know what the real moral is? Arnold movies are a specific genre of movie, and I really like Arnold movies, and I did not stop liking them when I became wise.
They're not bad.
Yeah. I'd buy them for at least $1. This has been Geeknights with Rim and Scott. Special thanks to DJ Pretzel for the opening music, Kat Lee for web design, and Brando K for the logos.
Be sure to visit our website at frontrowcrew.com for show notes, discussion, news, and more.
Remember, Geeknights is not one, but 4 different shows. Sci-Tech Mondays, Gaming Tuesdays, Anime Comic Wednesdays, and Indiscriminate Thursdays.
Geeknights is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license. Geeknights is recorded live with no studio and no audience. But unlike those other late shows, it's actually recorded at night.
Tell Sally she's built sweet. She got everything that Uncle John needs. Oh, baby. I gotta have me some fun. I gotta have me some fun. I gotta have me some fun. I gotta have me some fun.